Hey everybody, it's Jason here again, talking about astronomy today, and we're actually going to talk about galaxies today. Before we can talk about galaxies though, we really need to talk about what our universe is. And it's a very difficult thing to get your mind wrapped around, our universe, because of how big it is. Let me explain. A long time ago, there was probably a single atom that made up our universe. And for whatever reason, that atom exploded. And when that atom exploded, everything we have in our universe, every element, all the minerals, everything, the gases, everything, started to fly out. And it's never stopped flying out. Our universe is constantly expanding. So let me give you an idea of how big our universe is. Our universe is anywhere between 12.9 and 13.7 billion light years long. Now, that may not seem too big until you understand how long a light year is. A light year is 6 trillion miles long, roughly. It's a little less than that, but we just say 6 trillion to make it easier. Now, think about that. 13.7 billion times 6 trillion is how many miles long it is. It's vast. It's the biggest thing. Within our universe are galaxies. Now, galaxies are almost like little self-contained universes, if you will. Our galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, is all we're ever going to know. That's it, okay? And the closest galaxy to us, the Andromeda galaxy, is so far away we'll never ever get there. Now, maybe someday there's theories that say that our galaxy and the Andromeda galaxy are going to collide into one another, but that's billions of years off. That's how slow things move. Even though they're moving fast, it seems like, or actually I should put it another way, everything's moving fast, but it seems like it's moving slow because everything's so far away from each other. So someday we might run into that galaxy. Right now, it is estimated there's anywhere between 100 billion and 1 trillion galaxies in the universe. It's a lot of galaxies. Our galaxy alone has about 400 billion stars. We're a small galaxy. There are galaxies out there that could have up to 100 trillion stars. Andromeda, the closest one to us, is much bigger than we are. They think it has about 1 trillion stars. So the universe is vast. These little sort of like self-contained universes, galaxies, are also vast. So that's all we can really know is to think about our own. And as you get smaller and smaller, you get down to the single stars that might have planets around them called solar systems, which we have a solar system. Our sun is part of a solar system. Now, galaxies, there are 3 different types. There's a spiral galaxy, which is what our Milky Way galaxy is. It spirals, okay? And if you're in a good spot, a place without a lot of light, very dark sky, you can see the spirals of the Milky Way going across the sky. It's very beautiful, very, very beautiful. Very different, lots of different colors, lots of stars within that. Very, very nice place, nice object to see, okay? After a while, the spiral galaxies turn into elliptical galaxies, which basically means when they're done producing all the gas that's needed to make stars, all that gas sort of filters away, and it becomes more elliptical in shape. So if you think about it, spiral galaxies are young galaxies, elliptical galaxies are old galaxies. There's a final galaxy called an irregular galaxy. It just looks like a splotch of stuff sitting around. There's no elliptical shape to it, there's no spiral shape to it. The theory goes that a spiral galaxy can turn either into an elliptical galaxy or it can turn into an irregular galaxy, which is that splotchy galaxy. But we don't really know right now how many spiral galaxies there are versus elliptical galaxies versus irregular galaxies, because we can't see them all up close. A lot of times we just see what we know are galaxies because of their position in the sky. Here's something really cool. You go out and look in the night sky. You photograph a piece of night sky that big, okay? That big. Within that piece of night sky that big, you probably are going to be photographing about 100 million galaxies, just in that piece of night sky alone. Some of them are very, very far away. Some of them are closer. The bigger the galaxy is, the better we can see it, the more we know if it's a spiral galaxy, an elliptical galaxy, or an irregular galaxy. All right? That's the way it is. So what are galaxies? They're just places where stars are being born. And most galaxies, especially the spiral ones, have a super large black hole in the center. We'll get into black holes someday later. But for right now, all you know about a black hole is this. The gravitational pull of a black hole is so intense that not even light can escape from it. That's why it's called a black hole. It just sucks light in. And there's a certain point of a black hole that you cannot escape the gravitational force. That's called the event horizon. So if the event horizon is right here, and you're fine. If you're here, you're not fine anymore. You're going to be sucked into that black hole. Okay? And black holes are very strange because theoretically, if you're being pulled in and the gravitational force is so strong, they could be considered outside of what we know about physics. Okay? But we're changing physics all the time so that we understand what's going on with that. So black holes help us actually expand physics. So it's a really cool thing to do. Now, during this lesson, you're going to make a galaxy. So let me gather all the stuff together to show you how to make a galaxy, and we'll go ahead and make one right now. All right? Just give me us a minute. Thanks. Okay, here's what we need to make a galaxy. We need a water bottle filled with water. All right? We need some cotton balls. We need some paint. We need a straw. Right here's a straw. And we need glitter. As I make the galaxy, I'll tell you what everything is. The water inside the bottle isn't really what we would consider a part of the galaxy. It's a way in which the cotton balls that you put inside there will absorb the water and become the gas or even the spiral arms of a galaxy. So the water isn't really anything to do with the galaxy. It's just a means in which to make the cotton balls a little better looking when they become expanding out to look more and more like sort of like gas expanding. So let's go ahead and start. First of all, let's go ahead and put some blue paint and some red paint in there. I like my galaxies looking kind of purplish. You don't want to put a lot, just a few drops. So I'm just going to go ahead and squirt some paint in there. About 10 drops. And maybe just to make it not completely equal, I'll put like 5 or 6 drops of red. All right. Now, go ahead and cap it and shake it up a little bit to get that water mixed. And see if I can use this cap. Yeah. Let's start to mix around a little bit. I can also use my straw here to stir it up. But you'll see that since the paint is so much more dense, it's going to take a while for it to do it. And one of the main things that will help that is the cotton balls. So you just kind of get it mixed up a little bit, as much as you can, and then the cotton balls will take over. All right. With the cotton balls, you need to rip them into smaller pieces. If you put big cotton balls in, it's not going to look as good. So you want to rip them up into smaller pieces, and you want to shove them down in there. Get them down to the bottom. So you're going to keep just ripping up pieces of cotton ball and getting those pieces down in there. And you'll start to see how they're going to look like the spiral arms, especially when the paint starts to mix up even more. So you want to get them all over the place. You don't want them all in one spot. And you want to get a lot of them. And as you're doing it, you can start to look at it and you can decide, oh, I'm going to add more paint or whatever else you want to do to make it look better. Okay, so you get those cotton balls in there. And then give it a nice good shake. Some of the water might come out, it's okay. Give it a nice good shake. And then you can start to add more paint and stuff. So I'm going to add a little paint. And you'll start to see that it'll absorb the cotton balls, the paint as well. Oops, I had a lot of red there, but that's okay. You see how that color is changing now? It's because everything's getting in there. And you can use your straw to kind of mix it up as well. And you'll start to see the cotton balls are going to start to absorb and become more prominent as you go. That's because of that little hole there. So I'm going to add some more cotton balls. Just to get nice little spirals going. And what's really interesting is this is what planets actually look like, or what galaxies actually look like. They look these different colors, and they birth different stars of different colors. Now you're starting to see it. It takes a minute to make one of these. You know, you got to make sure that you get the cotton all in there, and you get the water all starting to absorb. The more cotton balls, the better. So take your time. Don't get frustrated. You'll see how it looks once you get all these cotton balls in there. You can start to see how right here you start to see like little spirals coming up. Okay? Down here, you're starting to see a little spiral coming up. Over here, you're starting to see a little spiral coming up. That's what galaxies do. So you just want to keep adding it in to keep that going. We give you a lot of cotton balls, so don't worry. Every kid will be able to have enough. Now there's going to be one more thing you're going to add to this, and that's going to be your glitter. What do you think the glitter is going to be? It's going to be stars that are actually already birthed. That's what galaxies are. They're birthplaces of stars. Okay, they have a lot of gas, and that gas comes together, and stars form. 98% of the entire universe is one element called hydrogen. Hydrogen is used to make stars. Hydrogen and helium. Helium makes up another like 1%, 1.5%, and the rest is everything else. Everything else is 0.5% of the entire universe. Gold, silver, all that good stuff. All right, we're getting there. All right, this last cotton ball should do it, and you'll see on the other side a very nice spiral is starting to form. A very nice spiral. If you look on this side, you can see that spiral right up, coming up this way. All right, so it actually is correct the way they look. Now we're going to go ahead and add some glitter. And that glitter, like I said, is going to be the stars. So you can add a few spoonfuls of glitter if you want, because they have a lot of stars, galaxies. But then you want to make sure you get it mixed up in there. You don't want them all in the same spot. Get them down, mixed up, as much as you can. The one thing you want to try to avoid, though, once you get this going, is you don't want to start to shake it so much. Because if you start to shake it at this point, you're going to get everything sort of mixed so much that you're not going to be able to see all the cool stuff that you created. So you just want to be careful after this. Just get them everywhere you can. You can push those spirals around if you need to. And then you have yourself a galaxy in a bottle. can explain what all these different parts are. The cotton balls being the expanding gases, the glitter being the stars, the colors being the colors of the different gases that are represented when they're cut by light. All right, so there you go, guys. Galaxy in a bottle, easy way to learn how galaxies are formed and what they look like. All right, we'll be back soon with another video. Thanks a lot.